Hello, everybody. It is Friday, and we are rolling into a warm weekend and a lot of fishing things to talk about today, April the 18th. I'll be right back to tell you what is set on the fishing table.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
Our offshore fishing is picking up steam day by day. After coming out of a winter of some of the best bluefin tuna fishing I've ever heard of, and probably as good as you'll find it anywhere in the world, now the emphasis has gone to blackfin tuna, especially in the Hatteras area, and now to the yellowfin tuna and big-eye tuna in the Oregon Inlet area. So, it just depends on the day and the timing, but my gosh, down in Hatteras, it's been a nice mix offshore of blackfin tuna. They've also started catching some of the first wahoo of the year. There's been a few mahi caught, or dolphin, not many, but that'll be picking up day by day. And Oregon Inlet, yesterday, just a beautiful day of yellowfin tuna fishing with some limits. A limit is roughly 18 tuna to the boat, but there were some that had 8 or 9 yellowfin and 2 or 3 big eyes. The big eye tuna get really good size. They don't get as big as the bluefins, but they're average much bigger than the yellowfins. So 100 to 250 pounds would be about right when you run into those, and you don't run into them very often. And there was just a few caught yesterday, but still, that's a beautiful catch of fish to lay out on the dock. And by the way, their eating quality is superb. So anyway, that means we've had blackfins, yellowfins, big eyes, and there are still some bluefin tuna to be caught, some schooling ones inshore. And I have not heard of any of the giants lately. That may be over for a while. I think those fish move out to the eastern and are going to be thinning out in our offshore waters here any day. But that's what's going on in the offshore fleet. Now, back closer to the beaches, we do have some boats now fishing along the beaches, catching those, I'll call them 5 to 7 pound bluefish. A pretty good showing of those. 2 days ago, we had a nice catch of big drum in the area that we call the Boiler. Now, this is by charter boats I'm talking about, inshore charter boats. The Boiler is just south of Oregon Inlet. It's actually the old smokestack of a ship that went aground there many years ago, and the drum were in that neighborhood. Did not hear another report of that yesterday. You have the bluefish, you have this drum. I did not hear of any bluefin tuna that have been all the way into the beach all through the last month. But a little bit of activity in those intermediate areas. We had some people doing a little bit of sea bass fishing, and I think that season is closed, so that was catch and release. But we're seeing everything firing up, and we've been mentioning a few king mackerel in both fleets, Oregon Inlet and Hatteras, and I would expect down in Ocracoke as well. So everything, the variety is getting more and more each day. We get into the piers and the surf, and we're looking at a combination of things. Those bluefish we've been talking about, some slot-sized puppy drum. We're seeing a few sheephead being caught around the pier legs and pilings or any other structure you can find. The drum bite is really all size ranges. We've had some big drum down at Cape Point. We've had some big drum off Rodanthe Pier, off Jeanette's Pier. And then we have some yearlings and quite a few slot-size red drum as well. Jeanette's Pier yesterday had some other stuff starting to show up. They had some shad and some puffers mixed in with their bluefish and their puppy drum. And there's also some black drum being caught as well. So it's a nice variety, a nice mix of things along the beaches. We're I did not hear, one thing that didn't pop up in yesterday's report was sea mullet bite, although we've already had them pretty good and pretty good size as long as 2 weeks ago. So that was a little bit quiet on the places I talked to. But anyway, sea mullet season is right now, and this is a great time to get down on the beach this weekend and do a little bit of that fishing. So we'll take a little break right here. I'll be right back, and we'll talk about what's going on in the backcountry and in the Sound.
Let's be real. No one wants to deal with nasty varmints like mice, roaches, creepy crawlies, and critters. Leave that work to the experts at Outer Banks Pest Control. Outer Banks Pest Control is the best on the beach when it comes to eradicating those unwanted creatures. They've been in business for over 25 years with well over 100 years of combined exterminating experience. Specializing in both commercial and residential properties, Outer Banks Pest Control has all the tools and equipment necessary to take on any pesky job. They pride themselves on top quality customer service and workmanship. Hey, if it ain't red and yellow, it's just some coattail riding fella. Outer Banks Pest Control, the best on the beach with a proven track record of excellence since the year 2000 and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com.
With each weekend that we get into this time of year, more and more people are boat fishing. I call it the backcountry, but that would be the Pamlico Sound and all of its estuaries and tributaries. It would also include the Alligator River, the Albemarle Sound, Currituck Sound, Roanoke Sound, and the Croatan Sound, in our listening area, and all that stuff is picking up little by little, although it's been really breezy over the last few days. And let me tell you, you don't want to fool around just because it's an inshore body of water. It can get as rough as the ocean and then get rough quicker, and the seas are much steeper and sharper in the Sound because it's shallow. So please be careful and make sure you file a float plan. Someone knows where you're at and when you're coming back, and don't put your luck on the weather. But when the weather permits, the speckled trout are biting, and that I don't know. I have no scientific information of where our population stands right now, but I'm hearing some friends of mine that are reporting it seems good. So that's great, because remember last year we had speckled trout all through the season. Well, that same thing is going on now, and we have puppy drum too. Now the puppy drum are mostly in the slot, but there's been a few even in the Sound that are over the slot as well. So that would be another good choice. And there's a lot, as I've been telling you all week long, there's a lot of finger mullet, a lot of fresh bait that's holding these fish, and so that's good. Plus, the real encouraging thing is this. You remember how a month ago it was all on the western Pamlico? Well, now the report goes from the western Pamlico all the way across to Ocracoke and Hatteras Island. And almost each area is reporting a pretty decent bite on puppy drum, medium-sized bluefish, and then, of course, we talked about the speckled trout already. But another thing, and this is really, really good, is that the sheephead bite is good. In the Sound, it helps to have some structure, and it helps to have some live crabs like fiddler crabs, oyster crabs, whatever you can get your hands on. It's kind of tough to do that this time of year, but other stuff will work too. Your local tackle shops can tell you what is the best recommended bait. But I have never seen sheephead fishing as good as it was last summer, and we're off to a great start already. And I've seen big ones, some of them over 10 pounds. Believe it or not, I saw one that was 11 pounds. That is a monster of a sheephead and really, really hard to catch. So all that is going on. And plus, I noticed when I was driving around, I'm seeing some of my very, very favorite fishing is to sit on these canals around Dare, Hyde, and Terrell County with a cane pole. I swear, I've done most kinds of fishing. I've had the good fortune of being an Oregon Inlet charter boat captain for many years and doing a lot of marlin fishing and big tuna fishing. But at this stage of my life, I would rather have a cane pole and a worm and sit with my granddaughter, Ella, on the bank somewhere with a cane pole and catch maybe a brim or a white perch or a speckled perch or a bass. And I can even do that in my front yard because I have a pond and we catch them there. So that, to me, that end of the fishing spectrum is the most relaxing and most fun thing you can do. Just remember, make sure you're properly licensed, because there are different licenses for coastal waters and freshwater inshore areas, things like that. But that's what's going on in our fishing report as we go into the weekend and tournament season. Next month we'll begin reporting on some of our billfish tournaments that are coming up. We got 2 down in Hatteras, and I'll be down for both of those and reporting, giving you live reports on all that. And of course, Pirates Cove has 3 tournaments coming up as well. So we look forward to the fishing that lays ahead. I hope everybody has a great day enjoying the warm up in the weather. Get out and in your gardens. It's time to plant. I say that carefully because I try not to plant before May the 1st, but a lot of my garden friends are already putting seeds in the ground. So good luck to you if you do. May the good Lord bless you.